Welcome to Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute, the podcast where we dive into the latest trends and research in the workplace health and productivity space. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah Lee Gurlau. Each episode, we will bring you the most recent studies, insightful analyses, and actionable takeaways to help you create a healthier, more productive workplace. Whether you're an employer, a benefits consultant, or a vendor, this podcast is designed to keep you informed and ahead of the curve. Let's get started. The Integrated Benefits Institute most recently published work on caregiving shows the challenge facing employers right now isn't just about helping people at the end of their career. Family care responsibilities cut across the entire workforce, across roles, industries, and every demographic. Today, more than 63 million working Americans identify as caregivers. Most of them aren't stepping back from employment. They're juggling work and care on a daily basis. At least 60% do so while holding down a full or part-time job. What the latest national research makes clear is that caregiving has become a central driver of workforce productivity, engagement, and even retention. The numbers speak volumes. The U.S. Census shows the fastest population growth is among those over age 65. Who will swell to nearly 80 million by 2040. Yet what's easy to miss is that 45% of America's working caregivers are themselves in the crucial 51 to 65 age group, prime earning years. About a third also have young children at home. The so-called sandwich generation is very real, but the reach goes much farther. Extended family, close friends, even neighbors, not only spouses or parents. More than a quarter of caregivers earn less than $20,000, but another 30% bring in over $80,000, so these issues cut across every pay band and job level. The financial consequences for employers are sizable and growing. Job loss and reduced workforce participation due to caregiving reached 650,000 cases in a recent year. Productivity losses nationally range from $17 to $34 billion annually, according to published estimates. IBI's analysis of the National Study of Caregiving, combined with platform intervention data from nearly 6,000 employees, shows that almost half of working caregivers experience at least some hit to their productivity. 30% lose up to a quarter of their output, and about 30% more experience even larger drops. For roughly 1 in 10, the strain is so severe that it leads to exiting work entirely. Strain is a clear and powerful predictor of which employees are likely to struggle with work. Employees with low strain are 4 times more likely than their peers to lose work time or focus. If strain is moderate, that risk increases to almost 10 times. When strain reaches severe, overwhelmed, exhausted, or emotionally distressed, the odds of work disruption jump by a factor of 40. This means systematic screening for caregiver strain and prompt, tailored intervention should be at the center of any forward-thinking benefit strategy. Which caregiving tasks cause the most disruption? 3 are clear: direct personal care, like bathing or feeding, tracking and administering medical treatments, and managing the endless details of medical appointments, insurance, and care coordination. Every step up in intensity in these domains increases productivity loss by at least 8 to 12 percentage points. The impact is more than one-time absences. Most caregivers draw on every category of leave and lost time available, from vacation days and mental health days to regular sick time and leave for their own health, which may itself be made worse by caregiving stress. Help is possible, and the effects show up quickly. The most recent evidence from real-world employer interventions found that high-touch support, including structured case management, digital navigation, emotional resilience resources, and time-saving concierge services, dramatically eases both stress and productivity loss. Interventions reduced severe caregiver stress from 38% to 18% for those most affected, and modest or moderate stress also dropped by double digits. Nearly half of caregivers with heavy responsibilities reported reclaiming 1 to 10 hours every single week after support, Another quarter gained more than 11 hours. More than 2/3 of people who used these resources avoided at least one missed day of work directly because of the support. For those receiving practical assistance with tasks, 85% reported heavier engagement and lower work disruption after support. What does an effective program look like? IBI's research supports a 3-tiered model. Every caregiver gets base-level support and access, education, navigation, and simple resources, so nobody falls through the cracks. Those with escalating strain or more complex situations get priority for enhanced services, such as coaching, digital case management, or financial navigation. When an individual's responsibilities or strain move into a higher crisis range, rapid intensive support with real-time case management, expert consultation, and cross-functional outreach should be triggered. For employers, several action items emerge. Establish screening for caregiver stress as a regular part of employee well-being checks. Expand time off and leave policies to cover episodic, unpredictable care as well as ongoing responsibilities, and make these policies easily accessible and well communicated, not hidden in handbooks. Build or contract with digital platforms that help employees coordinate care, access benefits, and connect with community services, all with a minimum number of steps. Regularly train managers not just in compliance, but in sensitivity and basic communications, so they can recognize strain and respond constructively rather than with frustration. And benchmark the cost and impact of these programs. IBI's latest membership toolkit and analytic reports provide direct evidence and real-world numbers to help you make the business case internally for investment. Supporting caregivers is no longer a soft benefit or optional add-on. The research is conclusive. Companies that step up to meet these needs recover tens of millions of lost hours and reduce turnover, especially among mid-career and senior talent. They also gain a stronger reputation in a labor market where flexibility and empathy are prized. These gains matter not only for the financial line, but for long-term culture, loyalty, and trust. More and more, employees judge their employer by how they step up for families and communities. This is the moment to act. The data is there, and so are the solutions. By using the latest IBI framework and evidence, in partnership with the right vendors, with manager buy-in, and with a focus on measuring both outcomes and experiences, organizations will see practical, measurable improvements in both business and lives. Our most recent work makes one thing clear: supporting caregivers is the new standard for excellence in workforce strategy. That wraps up this episode of Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute. We hope you found the insights valuable and the research thought-provoking. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us to improve and bring you the content you need. Don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and network. Join us next time as we continue to explore the latest trends and research in employee health and well-being and workplace productivity. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.